This course, Turn Your ADD into Passive Income, is about starting where you are right now, not where you want to be, not where you wish you were, but starting with where you actually are right now. So the first thing I want you to do is make a list of what you're actually spending money on. Where is your money going? Even if it's something you're ashamed of, even if it's bad habits, cigarettes, stuff that you vape, gambling, adult activities. Maybe your money all goes to necessities. Maybe you don't spend money on anything fun. Maybe you have kids and all your money goes to the kids. Make lists of it. You can make money with any of this. With the CPA's approval, or if you're outside of the U.S., it's usually a chartered accountant. It's the equivalent of a CPA in the United States. They can tell you for sure what to write off, but no matter what it is you're spending money on, if you can create content about it and you start to make money from that content, chances are you can write off the cost. Are you buying just things that you think are mundane? You may end up just starting out reviewing those things. Are you buying food? It doesn't even have to be your money. Maybe you have government assistance. Whatever bank account you have, whether it's EBT, government assistance, PayPal, Cash App, regular bank accounts, whatever it is, if you're spending money on it, write it down. Nothing's off limits. Could be apps that you download. Maybe you buy movies, cosmetics, clothes, hair products, getting your hair done, getting your hair cut. Maybe you buy gadgets, maybe you like electronics, maybe you shop a lot from some of the cheap Chinese retailers and buy a lot of things there. What about Amazon? Go back through your Amazon purchases. Just start making lists. You don't have to get too specific. This could be a very time-consuming task if you got specific. Be as specific as you want to be. For now, you don't have to be too specific. As we get more into whatever you decide to do, which you may not see coming, it may not be what you think yet. That's why I'm saying everything's on the table. You may be buying something where you think, there's no way I want to do anything with that online. I don't want to make money off of that. You don't know yet. There might be some reason for it. And honestly, what I'm trying to do also is just get you to make lists that you can look back at later, because you don't know how you're going to be inspired later. You don't know the connections that you might make later. Something that you might have forgotten about. You just never know. You could surprise yourself. Do you have pets? Do you spend a lot of money on items for your pet? Veterinary bills, food, treats, toys. And maybe certain things are seasonal. Halloween, Christmas. Things that you would only buy once a year. It's okay, write those down too. There could still be connections between other purchases that you make. But for now, I just want you to make a list of what you're spending money on. Set a timer for 10 minutes and first just start off the top of your head, whether you want to type it or write it out. At some point, there may be a link to an actual print version of a journal below. I'm also going to put links to some Google Docs and Google Sheets that you can use. Or you just feel free to make your own in Apple Notes. But anyway, start making lists. This is one of many, many lists I'm going to ask you to start making. Because honestly, your lists about yourself are invaluable. That's how you start building your database about yourself. I know, it's all in your head. I can't tell you how many times I've gone over ideas with someone and they say, oh, I'll remember that later. No, you won't. Sometimes you need to see it all in front of you. You need to see what you've built. That's what I'm talking about. This is how we start to build your inventory. We're starting to clean your kitchen. And maybe you're already a neat freak. Maybe you're like, I don't need to clean my kitchen. I'm fine. If you're still in the beginning stages of deciding what you want to do online, or if you're just trying to organize what you're doing, basically you have like an unorganized kitchen. We're just trying to organize your kitchen, get your inventory together, get your pantry set up. What ingredients do you already have that you can play with, that you can use to make recipes to make money online? I know it might sound corny, but stay with me. We're trying to figure out who you actually are, what you're already doing. Because if we start with who you already are and what you're already doing, it'll be a lot easier for you to start cooking, for you to start actually creating something that can make money. Okay, the second thing I want you to make a list of, not just what you're already spending money on, but what you would like to spend money on. Call it a wish list if you want. Things that would make your life easier, things that you wish you had the money for, things that you wish you could write off, things that you would buy if you had a reason. Like let's say you were making money, things that you would love to be able to buy. Maybe you have a hobby. Maybe it's just something that would make your life easier. Maybe it's just something you're curious about. For example, maybe you'd like to get a 3D printer because you'd like to make 3D print creations and show them online. Sell them or not sell them, doesn't matter, but at least make videos about them. Or maybe it would make your life easier if you had a certain toolbox. Or if you could remodel your home or rent a new home. Believe it or not, rent expense can be written off. Depending. Again, check with your CPA. Maybe a car that's more fuel efficient. A kitchen appliance like a mixer, a stand mixer, maybe a deep freezer. Make a wish list of things that you would buy to make your life easier. a new car seat for a baby, something that maybe you just wish you could just save up a little money for, but you can't seem to do that right now. A file cabinet, a filing system, organizational items for your house, whatever it is, just write it down. Put it on your list of not what you're already buying, but what you wish you could buy. Again, this is about starting where you are with exactly who you are right now. Don't be ashamed and don't worry about running this past someone else. This is about you. We're going to start with you. And before you freak out and think, you don't want to make this list because you don't want to be stuck making money from baby food or whatever it is you're buying, textbooks, or also, by the way, credit card statements, okay? Especially that, because that stuff you can write off. Even if you don't pay the credit card off this year, you can write off the expense this year if you're making money. This is a starting point. Wherever we start right now, whatever you decide to do in this course, you are not bound to that. You are not stuck with that. In fact, I'm living proof of that. You can start in one niche or be your own niche. But a lot of times, honestly, what you're going to find, even if you become your own niche, you're going to find that especially algorithms like TikTok and YouTube sort of want you to niche down. They almost force you to, but that's okay. We're not going to worry about that right now. If, let's say, we start out in one niche, you're going to have people who like you enough who are going to follow you to your other niches, to your other channels. You're not stuck with this. This is just a starting point, something to just show you how to do it. You are not stuck here. So don't let that get in your head. Even if it's something you hate buying, okay? Let's say you have to spend all your money on something you hate and you're like, maybe you take this course already because you think, man, now I'm going to be stuck doing this thing and I hate doing this thing. Trust me, I've been there. That's the last place where I want you to get stuck. Maybe you're taking this course because you want to learn how to change your situation. We'll get there. Do not worry about that for one moment. What we have to do is work with what you have right now. And we can use that to get you where you want to be. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Don't be ashamed. Don't be upset. Don't freak out. Just make a list. Stuff you're already buying and stuff that you wish you could buy. The wish list, you could put big stuff like you want to buy a beach house in the Maldives, or it doesn't need to be any of this big dream stuff, because honestly, when you start thinking that big, sometimes you get in your own way and it becomes unattainable because it just seems like it's just too out there. It's just like, yeah, whatever, like winning the lottery. You can definitely list some of that stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. But I want you to focus on things that, let's say you just happen to get $1,000. You find it on the street, or for whatever reason, you have an extra $1,000. What would you spend that $1,000 on? That would make your life easier. Again, organizational stuff. That's what always comes to my mind. Better ingredients, better product. Maybe you're only buying the generic because you can't afford the better version. You ever just find yourself online just looking at something on Amazon thinking, man, if I only had $300, I would buy that, because it would make your life so much easier, save you money in the long run, save you time. Those are the things I want you to focus on. And this doesn't have to be the only time you make that list. Keep going back to it as things come to your mind, as you go throughout your day and you see things, add to the list. Don't trust yourself to just remember it later. Add to the list, because once it's there, it's more concrete. It means that you might actually do it because you'll remember it. You'd be shocked by all the stuff that you think you remember that you don't. Make lists. There's no excuse not to. Of course, you can do handwritten lists. I've got some journals on the way to help with that. But with cloud storage, there's pretty much infinite space where you can put your list. Like, I use Apple Notes, you can use Evernote, you can use Google Docs. There are all kinds of note-taking systems out there. Note-taking apps and programs. You just use a Word doc, Apple Pages, whatever. Heck, you can put it on a website, doesn't matter. Just something for just you. Remember, this is about you. We're taking a full inventory of what you're actually spending money on. Don't stress out over it. This can be as fun as you want it to be.